Now, lots of us will be guilty of going a little bit overboard this Christmas with presents, but not many of us will go to this length. Have a look.
It's loads of prezzies, loads of food, stuff in your face, and just relaxing, having a good old day, really.
And while the average Briton buys around 14 presents in the run-up to Christmas, it's fair to say Emma buys a few more than that. So many more, in fact, that her Christmas tree has all but disappeared under a mountain of gifts.
It's a bit like Jenga. If you pull out the wrong one, you might lose a child for a few hours.
That's awful. That really made me laugh. Oh, dear. Now, that is obviously very extreme. But is it OK to spoil your children at Christmas?
Well, you know, I love me some Christmas. I love presents and food and all that stuff. But that, I mean, that's just taking it to... It's overindulgent. Yeah. I mean, to me, you know, I don't want to use the word vulgar. I do want to use the word vulgar. But, you know, I feel like when you have that many presents, it kind of zaps the joy of Christmas. It has the opposite effect, because then you just kind of blasé. It's like, oh, I got the toy and I got the doll and where's my robot? You're straight on to the next one. Yeah. You know, they have no value. And then you kind of spend your childhood having, there's no relevance to any of it. There's no, because I remember when I was a kid, ooh, what's Santa going to get me? Or what, you know, what's that one gift that you really want and you're looking and are you going to get it? It's like, this is just like, you know, it's like when you have too many sweets and you kind of, they all start to taste the same and there's nothing. It's like, you could be in a room full of treasured jewels and if they were all there, you'd be like, there's a ruby and it's where's the diamond? You know, I just kind of think it's meaningless there. I think almost she's doing a disservice to her kids for Christmas.
And Christmas surely is also a message of giving. You know, and you know, we all like to be able to treat our children to things and get excited about Christmas. And you know, we're very traditional and do, you know, the reindeers come in, of course, and the carrots and the biscuit and the milk and all that. But it's also a message to say, think about others that aren't so fortunate, and how about we get some of your old toys and put them in a box and, you know, give them, just to kind of think about giving. But these children, if they're probably counting how many presents, we got more than last year, and it's just quite sickening, really, isn't it? That overindulging, just spoiling, the word spoiling in any way. Too much of anything isn't good, surely.
I mean, we all love to spoil our children. I think the word in itself is perhaps wrong.
Yeah, it's there's kind of like good spoiling and bad spoiling.
But treating. And when I give the boys a treat, when I give them something, I always have to think, OK, you got this because you came home with that certificate for good reading at school. Or I'm giving you this because you've done so well in that competition the other day. I have to have a reason to back, rather than just giving and giving.
I do tend to spoil more at Christmas, though.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I buy more
presents
presents at Christmas than I would ever buy for the birthday.
Yeah.
And with having 3, even though the boys are so much older now, I still always feel that they have to have the same amount.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
It's
Because I don't want them to think I like one more than the other.
Yeah. Exactly.
However, the piles are getting smaller, so actually I don't really like any of them. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, it must be especially hard for people like you, who could get them anything, really, that they wanted. It would be hard. And I don't know whether I'd have that self-control, because I enjoy
like stationery kits and wrap each pencil up and things like that, just so it's sort of fun, but it doesn't always have to be. I used to give, when Kira was little, she's 15 now, obviously, but when she was little, her treat before Christmas, because she had to, you know, obviously write a letter to Santa, but she needed, you know, what do you want for Christmas? And her favourite thing to do was, I used to get the Argos catalogue. And she'd sit with a pen and go, I want that, Mummy, I want that, Mummy, I want that, Mummy. And then when I went through the catalogue, she ticked everything. What do you do? Dishwashers
as well? Section. Well, no, she wanted record players, she wanted toasters,
no, but this is
washing machines.
This is what's happening with Teddy right now, is we watch adverts on the TV, and she goes, Mommy, can I have that? Mommy, can I have that? And it'll be like, a toaster, a box of chocolates, a man's shaving kit. And she's, Mommy, can I have that? And the other day, she went, Mommy, can I have that? And it was just 2 girls singing on the TV, and I was like, baby, you just got to find a friend.
Bless you. When they're little, I think, you know, it's all about the unwrapping of the presents. And to be honest, you could just wrap up an empty box, and they would be just
as happy. They're so excited, like a water bottle.
I've had it before. You know that there are other brands available, but you know, like the McDonald's Happy Meal, and they get the little toy inside. I have rewrapped them and given them to them, and they open them and they're just
it's like doing parcel, and then opening one layer and finding a toy.
When they're little, not now.
So tight.
I remember when I was little, we'd have these, like, literally a bin liner at the bottom of the bed, and I remember waking up, like, way early, like 3 or 4 in the morning, and just in the dark, just feeling and touching and imagining what could be in there.
And you realised it was Rod.
Now, I know there are loads of hilarious cat videos out there, but I promise these are even funnier. Take a look if you don't believe me.